Public speaking is the second most feared thing after death. And it may interest you to know that in today's fast evolving society, it is an indispensable skill you would be needing. So what then is public speaking? How do we use public speaking? How do we prepare for a speech? And of course, you preparing for a tournament, what is going to be necessary for you to take into consideration? Well, we're going to talk about all that in this video, and to serve you today, I am Jennifer Akor, an oratory enthusiast, MC, speaker, spoken word artist, and president of Talent House Speakers. So let's dive into the matter. Public speaking is simply the process of communicating your ideas and your thoughts, your message to an audience. Your audience may be one person, maybe 1,000 people, or you may still sit in front of your camera, and of course everybody who plans to listen to you is listening to you public speaking. Now let's go into the crux of the matter. What should you take into consideration before every speech? First, know your audience. You should be able to know your audience, at least have the age group. Who are you talking to? And knowing who you are talking to would permit you to choose the words adequately. You would agree with me that you would not talk to a 5-year-old child the same way you talk to a 35-year-old person. It's different. The age groups may vary, and of course the language you would use, the parlance or the jargon you would use might also differ. And of course, you know what is most appropriate when you know your audience. Secondly, I'd like you to think about the reason for the speech. Why are you making the speech? Now, it's going to align with your message. So, why are you talking to them? What do you want from these audience you have picked out and identified? Before every speech, think of that. Do you want them to cry? Do you want them to buy a product of yours? Do you want to sensitize them on, do you want to sensitize them on something you're passionate about? Do you want to talk? What do you want to gain from these audience? That speaks first, because in planning your message, in planning your delivery, you are going to use things and skills which will enable you to get to that end point. Third, that message you want to send out, craft it. You should do ample research if you have time, and of course bring out facts which would align with your purpose. Because what is your purpose? Your purpose is why you're telling them the speech, the idea you want them to gain from it, right? And at the end now, you should be able to pick up this message and coin it in their favor. And of course, take note of delivery. You've identified who your audience is. You know what message or what emotion you want to transmit to them. You have identified the message, the line you want to tell them. Now, the process is going to be as important as everything we have stated above. So now, what should you note in this delivery? First, eye contact. If you are behind a camera, look at your camera and stop fidgeting around. Don't give people the impression you're scared of looking at them. If you're in front of an audience, look at the audience. If you're scared of them, picture 1 or 2 people in the hall who have smiling faces, and of course purposely look at them from time to time so that your audience feels connected with whatsoever you are saying. Next, we have your body language. Please, there is no speech without body language. If you stand still to the end of the speech, there is something. It's either you are not confident, it's either you are scared of bringing out what you want to tell people, and believe me, at the end of the day, they begin to doubt you. Your body, your hand gestures, your physical movement. If you are in front of an entire camera or in front of an audience, you should be able to gesticulate. Your hand should work in alignment with what you had to say. For example, at the beginning I told you, public speaking is the second most feared thing after death. Giving you this gesture permits you identify or see reason with what I am saying, and it creates a longer and lasting impression in your head as you are listening to my speech. That is how it works. Next, you should think about vocal variety. Ladies, gentlemen, whosoever is listening to this video, please You cannot make a speech on a flat tone from the beginning to the end. It's impossible. You are going to lose your audience at one point in time. It is important to fluctuate. And if there is something important you want to tell them, slow down. They are going to open the ears more and want to get whatsoever you are telling them. And that is how it works. So these are the few things I'd like to tell you about speaking and a few techniques you might want to grab. Now, let's dive into the type of topics you may have. For this tournament, this movement, you're confusing the audience in front of you and they are lost. It also shows that you are not prepared. When it comes to speech, creative, generally creative.